Let's go, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Breakthrough Podcast. New studio, new swag. Hoodies on today. It's a little chilly in Temecula, California.
Yeah.
We got a new special guest. Somebody who's big in the online presence. Coming all the way from P-Town.
That's right.
Damn, LA County.
LA County.
Coming out to Riverside.
Huge drive.
Fuck. You keeping it big.
I'm keeping it big.
The traveling realtor.
The traveling realtor.
All over the fucking place.
Actually, formerly known as a traveling realtor. Now it's Call Julian.
CallJulian.com?
Yes, sir. CallJulian.com.
That's fucking sick. Where's the branding come from? Where do you get these ideas?
Well, for those of you guys that know, it's very obvious. You have friends, right? And they know I'm in real estate. So what do they say? Hey, you're going to buy a house? Hey, you should call Julian.
Yeah.
Right. And it was right there. So then I said, hey, you know what? I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go with Call Julian and just add the .com.
That's sick. How do you feel that has transitioned from do you feel like just that change in the branding has given you more clients, more prospects, better influence in your SOI?
Yeah, because it's, it just flows better. Call Julian. Yeah. Call Julian. Instead of Julian, the traveling realtor, which is like a paragraph long, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, we need to just kind of condense the brand, make it short, sweet, pick some cool colors, put a dumb little face on there, right? Which is my face. And
I'll take one of those hats.
Yeah, I got one for you. It's out in the back.
We're designing. I just sent my all my design work over to Mike, who's outside.
Oh, nice.
Does graphic design, start printing out the t-shirts and all the merch for the hats and stuff.
Awesome.
When I heard your name, the traveling realtor, for the first time, I was expecting to go on your Instagram and you're like in fucking Europe doing real estate, right? Like that was the perception I got from that hashtag.
Right.
That's sick, man. So calljulian.com, Excellence Real Estate.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Why did you choose Excellence Real Estate? What's the movement there?
All right. Well, for those of you guys that don't know, I do come from banking. Okay. So I've worked for the name banks out there. We're not going to name them. Fine, I'll name them.
Name them. I don't know.
Wells Fargo, B of A, Citibank.
What'd you do for that?
Everything from being a cashier, a teller, to being a banker, personal banker, business banker, merchant services, a little bit of everything, right?
Fucking A.
Eventually, I got burned out.
Yep.
7 years in that industry. And we're talking about people walking in the branch, knocking you, pointing fingers. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. Like, what's going on? My account is it's overdrawn.
Yeah.
Why did you try? Well, it wasn't me. I'm like, it was you. So it's like 7 years of being pounded. It's like, oh man, like I'm burnt out. Like I need something else. Anyways, to make a long story short, why real estate? Why excellence is I have a little bit of music background.
Okay.
And Karina, which is, which is Karina. You know Karina, right?
I know Karina.
Yeah,
Karina's the broker.
Yeah,
Karina's the broker at Excellence Real Estate in Pico.
Correct. Yeah. She at the time, I was doing music with her daughter and her son in the music industry. And she was actually my real estate agent.
Okay.
Yeah. So she helped me bought my first home. And around that time, after that, a couple of months after, I was kind of like in between jobs, and I'm like, hey, I'm done with banking and I need something that's going to allow me to be free.
Yeah.
Right. Be free,
yourself.
Be myself.
Yeah.
I love the corporate environment. I love helping people. Like, what can I do that's going to be the same? Right. I'm like, real estate. I'm like, I'm just going to hit up Karina. So I hit her up. I'm like, hey, I'm interested. Like, how do I get in business? And she rolled out the red carpet for me. She said, okay, Julian, if you want to become a real estate agent, you need to do step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What are the steps?
Obviously, you have to go to school, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, 60-hour course.
Something like that. Yeah, it's been so long for me, 5 years now. But yeah, you go to school, you take, I think it's like three booklets or whatever, 3 books, thick old books. Big old books.
Yeah.
Right? You study.
Everything's big in this podcast.
Yeah, it's huge. So yeah, you take, it's easy. So well, I don't know. It was easy for me because
you come from the world.
I come from that world. So I understand the language. I understand the lingo. Like, so 60-70% of the material that was on the books, I already knew. So studying was very minimal for me. That being said, I don't know. I think I showed up to like class every, I don't know. It was like weird days, like Tuesdays and Sundays, right? For like 2-3 hours a day. Yeah. Right. We will show up. We will have like these study halls, and make a long story short, once you complete your hours, you get your certificates, you submit it to the state, and then the Department of DRE, not Dr. Dre. What is it?
That would have been better.
Yeah. Department of Real Estate hits you up and they say, hey, Julian, congratulations. You can now schedule your state exam. Right. So you schedule your state exam and you have to score like, I think it's like a 75
out of 120 or some shit.
No, that's for the lender side. Yeah. But in the real estate as a salesperson, I think it's just like 70. Yeah, but I might be wrong.
I don't know. I just took it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then maybe you're right.
I have no idea. I literally studied for it. I wanted to prove a point. I just did it out of spite.
Yeah.
That I can do it without studying. So I did Prep Agent for an hour and I helped.
Yo, I love Prep Agent.
Yeah. Shout out to Prep Agent.
Yes.
I did yoga.
It's not a sponsor ad, by the way.
No, it's not. But hey, Prep Agent, if you want to sponsor us.
If you want to give us a link, a code, discount code.
Hey,
we're struggling over here. Throw it. Toss it over here. We're ready.
Real estate industry's collapsing. We need all the sponsorships we can get. Yeah, I studied for it. Like I was in like at 5 a.m. doing like planks and doing yoga while I had Prep Agent in the background. And I want to go take the test at 8 a.m.
Awesome.
7 years in the industry. Like, fuck, if you can't pass it after that, you got problems.
Yeah.
So you take the test.
Yeah. So after you complete the courses and the Department of Real Estate hits you up via email, everything's electronically. Yeah. They say, hey, go ahead and schedule your exam. That's kind of like, it's a scary moment for someone that it's like, okay, you've been prepping for this like every day. You've been studying Monday through Monday, week after week, month after month. And now it's like you get this magic email, right? Hey, Julian, go schedule your exam. So you go online, you create a profile and you schedule the exam. So now it's like the mental stuff starts. Like, do I want to take it in 2 days or a week, right?
Yeah.
I forgot my situation, but I think it's like I scheduled it a week after. And I showed up. It was in La Palma, California or something like that. Showed up. Freezing, bro. Like that room was freaking freezing, bro. It's like they have cameras everywhere.
Yep.
Laser beams, cameras, the whole 9 yards, like you name it. It was like, I'm like, yo, am I a criminal? Like what's going on?
They make you empty your pockets, put it in a locker.
Pull out your, And like the staff, they were sweet.
Were they frisking you?
Yeah, they were sweet. They were sweet, but they're very militant. Yeah. Right. It's like, empty out your socks. What's in your pocket? Hey, what's going on? Pull up your sleeves. I'm like, Jesus, what's going on here? Right. So then anyways, you give them your ID. Actually, they give you a little locker.
Yeah, they give you a locker and you put all your stuff in there.
Yeah, it's like, man, this is...
They're like, put your shoes in there too.
Yeah, this is crazy. I'm like, I've never been through anything like this just to take an exam. Yeah, take off your hat. I'm like, okay. Roll up your sleeves. I'm like, okay. Take off your watch. What's going on? What's that? Take off your ring. I'm like, okay, cool. You store everything in the little locker, right? And obviously at that time, I was nervous. So I'm like, yo, like, I need to go and hit the head. I need to go and use the restroom.
Yeah.
Right.
We're good. You can say hit the head.
Yeah. Hit the head. Yeah. I'm like, I need to go hit. All right, cool. We're good. I'm like, I need to go hit the head. So I hit the head. I use the restroom. I go back and like you have to just kind of like pull up your sleeves again, go like this, go like that, flip your palms up, down. And then there's a camera and they're observing everything with your ID, with everything. So anyways, you go in there, you start taking your exam, 150 questions. I think you get like what is it? Like maybe 3.5 hours.
It was a while.
Right?
Yeah, it was a while.
Yeah. And I'm a slow reader. So I went ahead and I took the entire time on the clock. I'm like, yo, like I see it. I'm like, it's counting down 10, 9, 8, 7. I'm like, man, for sure I failed. I'm like, man, I'm so dumb. I'm like, why do I even
bother?
Put myself through this? And I'm like, screw it. I'm like, submit, right? At like 0.3 seconds. I'm like, okay, submit. Are you sure? I'm like, not really, but okay, boom. There we go. And then it tells you on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the screen, for those of you guys that are going to take your exam, the screen is on a table. I don't know how it was when
it was on a table underneath a plexiglass.
Yeah, correct. Underneath the plexiglass. It's on a table. So you're literally just staring at a table like that. And like your neck is just like, you just want to stretch it, but you're afraid to look up because you don't want anyone to think that you're cheating or whatnot.
Yeah.
So anyways, you take your exam. I go up there. They take a white little piece of paper. They staple it. They look at you direct in the eye and they say, hey,
don't open this.
Don't open this until you leave our properties. I'm like, all right. And don't forget to grab your stuff. No, I'm playing. They're not mean. But anyways, they tell you not to open up the exam result until you leave their property, which I didn't follow instructions, man, because I was anxious. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the restroom real quick. I opened it and it said, congratulations. I'm like,
let's go.
Wow, I'm like, man, this is good. I need to go celebrate some Korean barbecue right now. Who am I gonna take? So that was my venture in acquiring my real estate license. Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. So then you get your license. You already had the brokerage that you were going to go to. So you go to Karina. You say, hey, it's time to go.
I was so afraid. I didn't even let her know that I was taking the exam because I didn't want to have that sense of regret of failing if I was to fail the exam. Yeah. Correct. So then all I did was I sent her a picture. I sent her the picture of the congratulations documentation, So that was that for that. And then she's like, okay, cool. Come to the office and we're going to hang your license. We're going to sign a contract and you're going to pay your realtor dues. You're going to be, we'll pick the board that you're going to be a part of the realtors or whatnot. And I'm like, okay, cool. And that was that.
That's freaking awesome, man. So you get started, you said 5 years ago?
Yeah, 5 years ago.
You'd never know, dude. The way your branding and marketing is, you think you're a lifer in this. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things I was excited about connecting with you was like, your branding is on point, bro. Like everybody in the industry knows you.
Thank you.
5 years in.
Yeah.
Like how did you come up with it? Like what was the inspiration? Because you get started, right? Most of us have no idea what to do when we get started. Right. Is this something you, as you're like studying for the exam, or is there somebody you saw that was like, okay, I'm going to follow that person. I'm going to do what they do. Or you just came up with it?
Like the branding and the marketing ideas, that comes from my music background.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not new to marketing. I'm very, very well seasoned on that. Like, okay, so let's talk about artists, right? Let's say you're, I don't know, a rapper and your name is Lil TT. Now that's a bad name.
That's a bad name. Yeah.
Let's give you a better name.
That's fine. I'll take it. Lil T.
Lil Tiger. Let's go with Lil Tiger. And let's say you are going to promote your record. How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it?
How am I going to do it?
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Because now I'm just going to blast it on all the different media platforms.
Okay. But before that, you're going to need some content, right?
Yeah, we're going to need content.
Let's branding. Just assume that you're living at your parents'. We're just assuming, okay?
Yeah.
Let's say you're 23, living at your parents'. You have a job, but you don't make a lot in this job. Let's just say you make $12 an hour part-time.
That's 20, a rough day.
Yeah, 20 hours a week or 15 hours a week.
240 a week. Jesus, that's horrible.
Okay, so now it's wages. Like, do you have the funds to hire someone that's going to make
No, you don't have the funds to hire your media person, your videographer. You got to do it all yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You're wearing every hat yourself.
Exactly. So it's good that you understand that because that's what happened to me in the music industry. Like I wasn't a rapper or anything. I was a music producer. I was a DJ.
Okay.
EDM. That's what I would produce. Okay. EDM music. So in that world, it's the same. Okay. If you make a song, original production, okay, what's next? the album cover or the song cover or the thumbnail. Who is going to design it? I'm like, I don't want to pay someone $60, $70, $100 every time I make a song. Like that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So guess what? I'm going to go on Google and see if I can find a nice version of Photoshop. Not cracked, but maybe someone is letting me borrow their Photoshop. Anyways, but back in the days, like we would find cracked versions of Photoshop, right? And we will use these versions. For those of you guys that don't know, it's their how would you explain that? A cracked version?
I don't know, just like Canva, like something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyways, and you would just sit there and invest hours of your life learning how to design, learning what this button does. So 17, 20, 40 hours later, that's how you add a font. Well, that took me 40 hours, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so now paying the $100 to $200 sounds a little bit better, right? It's like more appealing, but where am I going to get the funds? So you just kind of have to keep going. Okay. And then it goes into the same thing as videos. Okay. Now you need marketing material, like content, like video material, so you can promote your song. Okay. So now you need to learn how to do that. Anyways, to make a long story short, everything that I learned in marketing, I learned it from the music industry. So I've been doing that since the age of like 9, 10.
Wow.
So by the time I got into real estate, I'm like, well, that's the only thing I know how to do. I don't know. I'm not the best at cold calling. I'm not the best at door knocking. Actually, I dislike cold calling. I dislike door knocking, right? I see that it's, and my respects to everybody that cold calls, my respect to everybody that door knocks, because it's not an easy trade.
No.
You know, those individuals out there that do that, like, hey, I admire that and I respect you guys for doing that. Frankly, it's not for me. I suck at it and I know I suck at it, so I don't do it. Okay, so I focus where I'm good at, like the stuff that I'm great at, that's what I focus at. And it's marketing. For me, it's marketing. So getting back to coming into real estate, to answer your question is, so I pretty much just took what I knew and started implementing into the real estate business. And come to find out, I'm like, everyone was telling me like, hey, like you're doing it backwards. Like you're doing like the hardest thing that cost a lot of money to do. I'm like, no, well, not in my world. Like in my world, like I do everything. Of course, I wouldn't tell them like, hey, I'm the editor. I hire one of my buddies and I pay him. I don't know. I take him off to lunch. I'm like, hey, you're an able-bodied. Like you know how to hold the camera, right? Okay, you see that red little button? Just hit it and let me know when it's rolling. It's rolling. It's Julian from College, and then I turn on the character. Yeah. Right. So. Yeah, that being said, it's like, I'm able to film, edit, brand, and get the content out faster than most agents that are out there, because I do, I guess like the music industry kind of just prepped me and grew me for like marketing, which is kind of like the toughest thing. Like what you're doing right now, bro, I admire that because it's hard. It's hard. There's a lot of energy, a lot of time that goes into it. And there's a monetary investment that goes into it as well. So yeah, my hats go off to you, man, for doing that.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it had switching to this role, like, because my entire business model was just buying ads. And we killed it on just buying Zillow ads. And I would partner with realtors and we'd go $5,000 a piece and pick up, 40, 50 Zillow leads. And we're just smiling and dialing.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's exhausting. And it's not fun. But then there's no longevity. Like I found that there was no longevity and there was a lifestyle that was really hard. When you say about cold calling and the door knocking on the lender side, it's rare to find a lender that cold calls. It's rare to find a fucking lender that calls.
Right.
Let alone, shout out to all my lenders. I love you guys, but y'all motherfuckers don't pick up the phone. And
you do.
I pick up the phone every time. Or I'll call you back.
Exactly. You
and
do.
I time it like, hey, within an hour, I'm going to call you back, or 2 hours, or fucking I'll call you tomorrow because today I'm out. But, I was tying somebody recently. Who was it? He was my assistant. And I was like, dude, I remember 8 o'clock at night sitting in the fucking like Epsom salt bath and my realtor blowing me up. And I was like, finally, I was like, yo, what the fuck do you want? It's 8 o'clock at night. Dude, this guy wants to back out of escrow. I need you to help me keep this deal going.
Yeah.
Dude, it's 8 o'clock at night. Well, dude, we got to do it. Well, at that time, we're spending 30 grand in Zillow. 15 grand a piece.
I'm sorry. Say that again. How much?
30 grand a month on Zillow.
How much?
15 grand a piece.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, right? And we're doing $5 million in closed transactions a month off of that. So it takes investment in order to make money in this industry.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to do 1 or 2 deals a month. If you're going to do 1 or 2 deals a month, you can do it just with your sphere.
Correct.
But if you're going to take it to the next level, then you got to buy ads and you got to do branding.
Yeah.
But when you said, and I'll go back to doing it backwards, but we're doing is buying ads. And I wasn't posting. I wasn't on social all that much. My videos were like quick little live videos off my webcam. And we're going with these leads, but going to that story. And I'm talking to this guy. We close the deal. The guy calms down. He's having buyer's remorse. He finally says, okay, we're going to stay in escrow.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I was like, man, is this a lifestyle I want? Then my baby mama goes, at the time she was pregnant, right? She goes and gets in the labor. So I need 2 days, right? Because I'm going to be in the delivery room.
Right.
So I call all my agents that I have these pay to plays with. And I mean, I had a ton of pay to plays. So hey, I'm going to be at the hospital. Here's your guys that you're going to call. Well, what happens when I'm in the fucking delivery room? Dude, I need a pre-approval. Well, dude, go call my assistant.
Yeah.
No, I need a pre-approval. Dude, I need it from you. Like, I know your situation. I just need it right now. And I got my laptop out, right? Like I'm at the hospital. I stepped out and I'm in my laptop fucking working. I was like, this isn't really a conducive lifestyle for how I want to live.
Yeah. How did you feel at that moment? What were you thinking?
I'm thinking about like the next 30 years.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm looking at it like, man, I got 30 years left. Because I'm going to be a mortgage guy for the rest of my life. Well, I'm going to be a mortgage guy until I'm 60. I might not make it. Most loan officers get heart attacks by the time they're 50. But looking at that shit, and I was like, fuck, man, I don't want my life to be like this. I don't want to be subject to somebody else interrupting my time. Yeah. So then I went, fuck it. I'm going to exit some of these pay to plays. I'm going to stop the pressure of doing $30,000 a month in advertising. Not just, and I'm not saying this one is $15,000 that I'm paying. And I have multiple of these.
Yeah.
Right. And so then it's like, well, I'm buying all these leads for other people.
Right.
I'm making other people rich. And yeah, I'm making a good return. But how do I do this for me? And then it was like content, right? You listen to enough Gary Vee videos, you listen to enough, you start going online. How do I do this? So then it's, can I just reallocate some funds and then go into branding? So then it was building the brand, and I just coincidentally enough ran into James.
Right. Shout outs to James.
Shout out to James. He needed to get out of where he was at.
Massive crew out there. Look at them. They're huge,
for sure. Dude, they're huge, big energy where it counts. Nah, bro. And that was it. That was the shift.
So quick question, right? So you're a lender.
Yeah.
Right. And you were, and then you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't really know the lending site. You were doing business. Is it fair to say like the old school way, like buying leads? Is that what everyone does?
No.
What do they do? What is
most lenders will go to a real estate agent.
Okay.
They'll say, how many blowjobs do I have to give you in order for you to give me a deal?
Okay.
Right.
One a day. Okay.
Yeah. So you'll get how many, when the industry started shifting, how many lenders were calling you saying, hey, Julian, let's go have coffee. There's a fucking meme out that realtors were posting like crazy.
Correct.
Where it's like realtors taking a piss. There's 2 open urinals. And then they got like a guy who comes in and he's in the middle urinal next to the realtor saying, I'm a lender. You're a realtor. Want to grab coffee? And that pissed me off so bad because every realtor's posting that, right? Like every realtor's posting that. Like, and I'm looking at my homies that are lenders like, y'all still doing this, huh?
Yeah.
And like and that's just the traditional model. The traditional model is like get as many relationships as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that that's a bad model. Like I have a lot of amazing realtor relationships and I have amazing partners, but that we've been in the trenches together.
Right.
Right. Like one of my top referral partners, he was an intern. He wasn't even licensed yet, but I was like, you're going to be fucking a whale. So I'm going to invest in you.
Yeah.
And then we set up pay to plays, right? Like let's start buying leads through YLopo, Zillow, all these different platforms, setting up our CRM together,
right,
and going really that route.
Okay.
But where all this comes in, like all the stuff that you do with the branding, where it becomes huge is when you are buying leads.
Yeah. Because
when you're buying leads, it's a different conversation with the buyer because you're on the phone with them and they're like, what the fuck? I'm not going to give you my social security.
Yeah.
Well, hey, dude, no, I know you think I'm some dude in Pakistan that's trying to steal your data, but I'm not. Check this out. Google my name.
Yeah.
And then they Google you. And then they're like, oh, shit. And then the next time they talk to you, they feel like they're talking to a celebrity.
Yeah, you're huge, bro.
And they want to, bench them 415, but whatever.
There we go.
No, I can't. No, I can't do that. I can't.
No, yeah, that makes sense. So how long ago was the shift? When did you shift? Was it years ago,
it was
months
about a
ago?
Year ago?
Yeah.
That was about a year ago that I said, I'm going to shift this out. And it's been scary, man.
Yeah, it is scary.
It's been terrifying, but the lifestyle is better. I have my weekends back.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm not making, X amount every month. Definitely there's a decline, but man, I can wake up, I go to sleep. Like there's less pressure.
Yeah.
And shout out to everybody who's in that same system.
Yeah.
I just think there's a better way. Like I talked to the CEO yesterday of my company. I get personally coached by him.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man, why is it that we don't hire software developers and like hire our own in-house people to like develop the websites? Every marketing company you go talk to right now do you do any like lead purchasing?
Not lead purchasing. I try to do, well, I guess you can call it lead purchasing. I do Google.
Okay.
I do Facebook ads.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
very minimal though. Like most of the leads that for me, it's like reverse prospecting.
Yeah, it goes through your marketing, which we'll get into right now.
Cool.
Because I want to hear more about that.
Okay, but not too much because I don't want to give out all my secrets.
That's
but
the internet,
if I have to, then we will.
Bro, the internet's so big.
It's huge.
And that's how you do it. It's huge content when you give out your secrets for free.
Yeah.
But they all do the same thing, right? The Google ads, Facebook ads, the lead clicks, it takes them to a landing page. They fill out their information. And then it sends them into your CRM, and your CRM drips them. And then they get access to your website, to your teaser site, to your IDX website. If it's a lender, they get a quick application, and then they get automatic pre-approval. Right. They all do the same thing. The IDX websites that you can build, Zillow is an IDX website. They did it first. They've been doing it, and they're huge. Right. So you said reverse prospecting. What does that mean, and how do you do it? Like what?
Reverse prospecting is, for example, okay, I'll give you a very, very easy to follow along example. Okay, prospecting is you pick up the phone, and you cold call, 4, 5, 6 hours a day in hopes that you talk to X amount of XYZ clients in hopes that those clients are going to eventually convert, right? Yeah. So what you're doing there
100 calls for one lead.
Yeah, you are pushing out energy versus taking in energy, okay? Now, example number 2 that I'm going to give you is reverse prospecting is anything that makes the consumer call you. So you're just relaxing, you're chilling, relaxing, and your phone starts ringing, right?
Yep.
Your phone starts ringing, you pick up. Hello, this is Julian from Call Julian, right?
Yep.
That is reverse prospecting. Now, some systems that you can put in place are what you're doing, right? Social media, advertising, content creation, right? Yep. Like for myself, my reverse prospecting lead generation systems are my videos on Instagram, which I have a schedule. Thank you. I have a schedule. I'm very consistent with my brand. I built a persona. Yep. and everything. You guys know about branding, like, it's branding
100%.
101. You pick the colors, you pick the accent that you want to communicate to your buyers or sellers, and you pick a style, I guess. Like if you like Nike shoes, you wear Nike shoes. If you like Reeboks, you wear Reeboks. If you like freaking Skechers, you wear Skechers. So you build out this character. Anyways, reverse prospecting for me is, putting out these videos, dumping a little bit of money into them, like boosting them, maybe $5 a day, $10 a day, right? That's going to reach out a different demographic from my followers. The moment they start seeing my videos, they hate it, right? Which is a great thing for me. Like, hey, we need to get the hate. And eventually, they start clicking on my page and they're like, actually, that one video that I saw of this called Julian character, okay, now I understand it because I'm trying to judge Julian based off that one content. But look at his page. This guy's consistent. Like this guy has an entire character develop around his brand. They're like, actually, you know what? Julian's not that bad, man. Maybe I will call him, or like, then that's
slide into his DMs.
Yeah, exactly. So that's reverse prospecting for me. So it does take a while. Like it's not going to be
no, it's not
fast.
No.
It's not like it takes a minute for you to build your brand, maybe even years. Okay. So yeah, that's reverse prospecting. Okay. For me. So it's like making them call me. I'm spamming them creatively without them even knowing it. Yeah. So for example, I'll give you another example, Facebook. If we have Facebook, let's say you're a real estate agent, right? And you post a flyer just listed or just closed, right? To the same group of friends versus me posting the traveling realtor video. People are going to click on my video instead of like clicking on your flyer, because your flyer, it's like, that's just spam. Like he's just trying to show off. Like I'm doing the same thing that you're doing, but I'm putting it in a video, right?
Right.
So in a flyer, you're saying, hey, just sold 3-bedroom, 1-bath in the city of Temecula. And I'm saying, hey, it's Julian, the traveling realtor out here in the city of Temecula. We're going to go check out this beautiful property down the street. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Let's go check it out, right? So then I make it an adventure. I hit up Starbucks first. I grab my coffee. So they're acclimating themselves to like, okay, this guy's a normal Joe, which I am a normal Joe.
Yeah.
He's just like us. Next thing you know, it's like they're watching my video. They're like 2 minutes in, and now we're at the property. Welcome to Temecula. Let's check out this beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Then I have, what do I drop on them? I drop everything else that all the other real estate agents drop, which is like the drone footage, but I dress it up. I put a little bit of makeup on it. I develop this character and I put that character in the video. And next thing you know, it's like, hey man, like I like his stuff. Like he makes it's entertaining. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Dude, your videos are fire, bro.
Thank you.
You know, one thing no one gives you credit for, like how hard it is to be able to play that character and turn it on.
Yeah, it is bad.
Dude, like
super difficult.
How hard is it to start? Just like the anxiety you get for that first video that you're about to shoot. You're like shaking. You're like, what's my script? What do I say?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I used to like get shaky about that. But after a while, music, performing in front of like thousands of individuals like that, just by the time I started doing real estate, that was like no longer a factor. So I didn't have the whole, let me get ready. I'm like, no, okay, plug, record. All right. If it's great, it's great. If it's sloppy, fine. I'm still going to put it out.
You're still putting content
I'm still going to put it out, and I'm going to try to do better next time. Yeah. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, I can imagine the power when you go into like, say, a listing appointment, right? Because the example you gave, one person posts a flyer, one person, you post a video. Dude, like you walk into a listing appointment, you already got your videographer there. Yeah. Regardless if you sign the contract or not, you have them there because you're going to an appointment, you're going to go see this house. But probably the perspective of the person who's about to sign. Yeah. How many of the people that they interviewed showed up with a videographer? And you're saying, hey, let's sign this contract because I want to start marketing for you right now.
Awesome. Yeah. That is the power of social media and leveraging the assets that you're investing in versus other real estate agents that show up with the same boring listing presentation that it's a copy and paste that has been passed down for generations and anyways, like I was saying, it's like, you have to be different. You have to brand outside of the box to a point where you make your real estate colleagues uncomfortable, and they start hitting you up and say,
how'd you do that?
Yeah. How did you do that? Like, can we do that? I'm like, I don't know. I guess we're good. We're going to find out.
Yeah.
We're going to find out if we can do that or not. But yeah, I don't as far as like marketing, I'm not afraid to try new stuff online.
That's really been the venture of like also what we're trying to do. Like we're about to drop a video. When we went to the NAREP event. Yeah. So I come from Boyle Heights, from East LA.
Nice.
So I took these guys to go, let's film the start of this. Let's film my basement. Let's film where I grew up.
I saw that clip online. I think it might have been on
I posted
Instagram or Facebook.
We didn't post the basement, right? We just posted the Lomita, the hill. We posted like, have you ever seen the movie Blood In, Blood Out?
I have, of course.
So I grew up like where that hill is, where Pino's at.
Yeah.
And like the guys where they end up crashing after the guy gets shot. That's 3 houses away from there. And so
I watched that video, that movie long time ago.
Oh, okay.
But guess what?
Yeah.
Tonight when I go home and I'm relaxing, I'm going to watch it. Let's see what this guy's talking about.
I've been advertising that movie a lot. Holy. Dude, I can say that. I saw that movie so much growing up because you resonate to things that are in your neighborhood.
That's awesome.
But that's something I wanted to push. Like, let people see who the real person is.
Cool. So tell us about Boyle Heights.
Dude, Boyle Heights?
Yeah.
It's not scary until you leave.
When you were 10 years old, what year was it? Just so we can kind of like start from
2020, 2000.
What you were 20, Jesus.
I just thought of the zero at the end.
I'm talking to a 12-year-old?
I thought of the zero at the end.
Yeah, 2000. That was 2000. How was it in Boyle Heights in the year of 2000? Actually, what was happening in the year of 2000 musically? Chronic 2001 was out, right?
I don't know. I was 10 years old. I don't really remember anything pre-2001. I was in a pretty bad accident in 2001. And so like my memories, anything before then, I don't really have. Okay. I don't have a lot of childhood memories. Everything after that's kind of the big blend.
Okay.
It was cool, man. Like Boyle Heights, I didn't know it was a rough neighborhood. I was telling my parents this because my mom was like visiting from Mexico. It just all happened to be that week, right? So they're in town from Mexico. They live in Guadalajara. And so she's like, why are you doing this? And I was like, Ma, because you don't realize that what we went through is normal to us.
Correct.
But everyone outside these walls has no fucking idea.
Yeah.
And they look at what we experienced as something that's out of a movie or it can't even be real. They wouldn't know what to do.
Right.
Right. So like I was talking about getting shot the first time I got shot at, right? And just shit that you experience.
Bro, you got shot at?
Yeah.
That's
multiple
crazy.
times.
How old were you when that happened?
13.
13?
Point blank from here to there.
And he
missed. Like,
he missed?
Yeah, my brother hit the gas right on time, hit the back of the seat.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Fucking.
That's traumatic as well.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. Yeah, I got shot at there. And then, you become a part of it, right?
You become a part of my brain wants to ask, yo, what the fuck did you do?
And that was a video. So like, I was talking about that experience.
Why did he shoot at you? Well,
they were shooting at me. They were shooting at my brother. But,
okay.
You just grow up in it.
Yeah.
You grow up with your uncles going to prison. You grow up with your siblings going to prison. Your siblings getting shot outside your house. You get shot at. Fucking, there was a 4th of July, that hill I was just talking about. My cousin and I were walking up the hill. Some dudes banged on us. Where you vatos from? I ain't going to respond. We're just going to get down. My cousin was getting his ass whooped. I hit the dude. I've been boxing since I was a kid. I hit the dude, dropped him, and then the dude starts bombing on me. And then now we're in a full-on scuffle.
That's crazy.
Like, and you don't even, and then we go home and go to sleep. Like, it's not even a thing. Like, you don't even think about it. And,
yeah, that is crazy. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah,
but now I do.
Yeah, it's just kind of happened. I don't really, now it's more comfortable to talk about because I was embarrassed about it for so long.
Another thing I want to ask, right? You're what, Hispanic?
Hispanic, yeah.
Okay, so you're pretty fair.
Yeah.
Right? So how does that come into play growing up in Boyle Heights?
So that's interesting because we're from Guadalajara people. They're typically light skinned.
Yeah.
So it was the only time really my skin color interfered. I worked at Subway and people would talk to me in English with their broken Spanish. And then I would say gracias at the end, and they'd be like, "Motherfucker, you knew Spanish the whole time."
Got me.
They're over there trying to speak English, but I would force it on them.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like my best friend, 6'2", gang member. He lived 2 doors down from me. Also big and white from Guadalajara. I mean,
oh shoot, okay.
Kind of all just like hung out.
So that was like the Guadalajara clique.
I don't know. It was just coincidence, It was just it just so happened that we were all. It wasn't like a big deal. It was more about like just what set you were repping or like what area you grew up in. Right? Like, did you grow up in Little East Side Hood? Did you grow up in Cam Hood? Were you Maravilla? That's where it was at. Like, were you White Fence? Because we were in Roosevelt, so White Fence had a big like it was a lot, man.
Yeah. What is Roosevelt for those that don't?
So know? Roosevelt's like the high school we went to.
From the Roosevelt
it's like the heart of Boyle Heights, so that's like the big high school. So
okay, so it's a high school in Boyle Heights.
That high school's so overcrowded that they have to have a track system, so they can't have all the students there at once.
Okay,
so they break you up into 3 different tracks, and it's crazy, man. One classroom will have 40, 50 students. You think you're at a university. Like, the school was so bad that when the California inspectors went, they shut down the main building because it was in danger of collapsing.
Bro, you should write a script for a movie.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's movies about it.
Is it the one you were telling me?
That's somewhat, but not about the high school itself, But
well, regardless of the fact,
you don't know, right?
Like, shout outs to what is it? Roosevelt?
Oh, dude, I love
Roosevelt. Them. Yeah, shout outs to Roosevelt High School.
Let me tell you about how awesome that school is. When we were there, when we're shooting, my nephew's a student at Roosevelt, and he's getting dropped off.
Now?
Yeah, right now. Like, literally, this just happened, and he's getting dropped off, and blue Camry rolls up, and I see him get off. And I was looking at who's dropping him off, and I'm like, who's that? He goes, "That's my teacher." "Your teacher? Why is she dropping you off?" But she's so awesome. She goes, she tells him like, "Hey, remember, get your grades up."
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Okay, yeah." And she goes, remember what I told you I'm going to give you. And then I was like, "Whatever you'll give him, I'll match." And then she goes, "I told him if he gets all C's, I'm going to give him this car." I said, "I'm going to fill up his tank then."
Well, that's not fair, Tony.
That's not the match. He's not going to have 2 cars. But that's the type of caliber of people that you have to have in the school in order to be able to invest in the youth in that area. Yeah. But I think that's the most I've talked about myself in this podcast. So I appreciate you asking.
No, absolutely.
Let's get into why you do real estate. Like, what's the big reason? Like, what keeps you going? What that day that you don't want to wake up, that day that you're tired, that you just say, "Fuck this."
I'm not like all the other dudes, right? Like,
please don't say you do this for your kids.
No. So if there's days that I don't want to wake up, I say, "Fuck it, bro. I'm not doing shit today. I'm going to turn on Netflix." I'm a normal human being, bro. Like, I'm not a celebrity. Fuck it. Like, I need those days sometimes. I need those mental health days. Like, sometimes I just want to sit there and not do shit. And I do that. I sit there and I don't do shit. I just stare at the wall. I eat chips. I love Dorito chips.
Fuck
like nacho cheese. Fucking love them,
let's
bro.
go. Tapatio on lemon.
With some lemon, some tapatio, maybe a little bit of salt on there to be exotic. Oof. Hey, and if I'm feeling frisky, I whip out the Philadelphia cheese. And,
oh my God.
I go to town.
Let's go.
Anyways, for those days, like, I can be gung-ho and be a badass and say, "It's hard, I need to push myself." No, man, like, I'm a human, bro. Like, I make mistakes. Like, I feel lazy as shit sometimes. And, I strongly believe for myself and my mental health, like, this shit's stressing me out. I'm just going to chill today and just, I don't know, play video games, go on YouTube, watch cat videos, whatever it is that I want to do for the day. Like, this is my day to be a kid.
Yeah.
Right. I know some agents out there, they might say like, "Hey, not me. Like, I'm very like, I'm like, "Cool, bro. Like, how old are you?" "Oh, you're like twice my age." I'm like, "That's why." I'm like, "We're a new generation. We're millennials, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, like we operate with different standards, and I accept that. So that's just me. Yeah, for that part.
Yeah. I love that. Do you have any other do you have any other why, right? Like, what's the goal? What's the end goal in this?
No, I guess for me, it's like,
maybe not your why, but like, what's the end of this? Like, what does that look like? What are you building towards?
I will tell you this much. Just like you grew up in Boyle Heights, right? For myself, I grew up kind of like in the same environment as you. Northeast Los Angeles, which we call the projects. You're familiar with projects, right?
Let's go.
Yeah, but shout outs to all the projects out there, and shout out to all the projects, all the people that come from the projects, like myself, that are making a little bit of noise out there. But to make a long story short, is why real estate? Why am I doing real estate? Because it creates opportunity. That's it, right? Some people say, hey, well, money, this, yeah. Well, where we come from, it's very important. Yeah. Money is very important because not because it makes you happy or anything, but it solves a lot of problems.
And it's opportunity.
That's why I do it. Yeah. That's the only reason why I do it. Not because I want to build a huge legacy. Once I die, that's it. I die.
It's gone.
I'm going to sleep, and I hope I have a great dream after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know what's going to happen after that. But once you're dead, like, you have no control of your legacy, right? Because like your kids, like your daughter, your son, whoever it is that takes over your legacy, bro, they might be dumb as shit, bro, and blow through your money. Hope not. Yeah. You would hope not. You will hope not. And then there's only so much you can do. So why stress out over things that you can't control? Yeah. So for me, it's just creating opportunity.
Do you have like we all talk about goals in our industry, and it's goal setting season right now. Yeah. Like, what are you trying to build towards at the end? Like, are you trying to become the next Oyoke, or like build your own brokerage, or are you just going to stay consistent and say, you know what, I live comfortable here. This is where I want to stay.
Great question, Tony. I'm actually a broker. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually a broker. Yeah, so I took an exam on that. That's brutal. That's a story on its own, because I'm not the brightest guy, right? Like, you asked me what 1 + 1, I'll tell you it's 11. You didn't give me specific instructions. Yeah, right.
I wouldn't say that you're not the brightest guy, because you got a lot of going for you. So if you weren't bright, then you wouldn't.
The broker's exam, it's brutal for someone like me. I don't have like a high school. I don't have like a college degree or anything. So like, getting into the mindset of studying is very heavy for me. Like, I struggle with that. Like, I don't want to struggle.
You're an entrepreneur. You want to move.
I want to move. Like, I don't want to stop what I'm doing right now. Like, I want to just go. So yeah, the broker's exam was kind of like, well, you know how some people, and I don't know who, but I've heard it somewhere, maybe on like YouTube or TikTok, is you got to have a plan. A, B, C, H, I, J, elemental P, Y, Z. Bullshit like that. Yeah. So yeah, I agree with it to a certain extent within my profession, right? Within real estate. Like, real estate is, I think within real estate, you have to have that, like a plan, A, B, HIK, whatever, right? SEX and all that other stuff. You see what I did there, right?
Yeah, I got you. That was good.
Yeah, that was good. You caught that, right?
Yeah, I got it.
So yeah, within the same profession, like, it's fair to say that, but within another profession, like, well, if real estate doesn't work out, I'm just going to go sell paint for a living. Like, that'll be my plan B, because that's like, nope. No. My plan B is within real estate. So that's why I decided to become a broker. Now, again, not because I want to break off, not because I want to be someone that I'm not, but it's a safety net. And just like the reason why I got into real estate, it creates opportunities and it solves a lot of problems being a broker, right? Like, let's say you're a broker, right? The moment you're done with the company, you can wake up the next morning and start,
start your own thing.
ABC Realty. Yeah. And that's that. So that's why opportunity. Yeah. That's why I became a broker on that side.
Okay.
Yeah. But my goal Is that what you asked? I
Yeah,
forgot. See, I forgot the
it's
entire.
all good.
I don't even know what we're talking about
It's
anymore.
where you're going to take it, right? What's the next phase of the business? Let's go with that.
Next phase of the business for me, I could be very detailed, but in a nutshell, I only care about my brand right now. I only care about my Call Julian brand right now. So I can tell you, like I want to take my GCI numbers from 1 million to 10 million the next 5 years. Or I can just tell you the truth. Like, I don't really care about the money right now. I care about growing the brand because I know
if you grow the brand, the money comes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like, and you know this, like it's after a while, it's not about the money. It's about pretty much building your brand, you know, working smarter. Like, I don't want to go out there and show houses all my life. Like eventually it's, it's dawning on you. It's like, it hurts a little bit. Like it takes a little bit of time. And so that's why I want to build the brand. That is my goal. So more aggressive with my branding. I will tell you this much. My goal is I do eventually want to be on TV, right? For my brand, for commercials, because I'm great at that. Radio, it's a possibility, but that's a different level. Like the $15,000, $30,000, like, okay, imagine investing that in a week.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, so it is definitely a lot, and I will get there, but not now. But that is my ideal goal.
Yeah, so just put the brand everywhere. Become the household name in real estate.
Correct. Yeah.
So everything's related to real estate.
Correct.
Are you training anybody right now to help build them up? Like, are you building your Call Julian team, or are you a one-man operation?
I am a 2-man operation. So it's myself and my personal assistant. That's it. Yeah. So I'm out there doing all the work, right? There's real estate agents that are, you know, are influenced by me, I guess, if you can say. Yeah. But I don't like saying that I'm training them and that I'm mentoring them, because I'm not the best at doing stuff like that. Like, so anybody that gets their real estate license, if they want to shadow me, they can shadow me. If you don't know what shadowing means, that means, what does it mean? How do we break that down? Just show up and see what I'm doing. Yeah. And then you can just copy and paste into your systems. My systems do work. I do generate leads with my systems, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's definitely a lot of time invested. And hey, in some cases you might not see any results until a year later.
How long did it take you to get your first one? My
first deal?
Yeah.
In real estate? Yeah. I don't know, about 3 months into the business. But again, it's not bad. But again, it depends on the individual. Yeah. Okay. So like my work ethic, my habits might be better than yours, or vice versa. Right. So it might take me, let's say it took me a year. Right. Why did it take me a year? Yeah. How much effort? Because the effort. Not only that, like the knowledge. Not only that, like who was I shadowing at the time? Like, are they a high asset individual, low asset individual? Like, are they closing deals left and right? So all that matters. So I just think when you ask me why excellence, it's because I seen the value. Yeah. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not going to make anything like the first month or two, but these are going to be knowledge months. If I can wake up and shadow someone that's better than me, formula says that, hey, you're going to be as equal or even better than the individual that's training you. I'm a firm believer on that.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. As we come here to the end, what's your value proposition to your customers? And let's go into that camera zone. We'll clip it up.
It's Julian from Call Julian. The reason why you should work with the calljulian.com team is because if you go on calljulian.com, I will have a nice little bio for you. I'll have some fun videos for you, and you will know how we get down with our team. So if you want to find out, you have to go to calljulian.com.
All right, brother, man. I appreciate you doing this. This was fucking fun, bro.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, Thank you for sharing all your life stories. And
bro.
We're definitely going to touch bases on that as well.
Yeah, let's go, man. We can compare.
Absolutely.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Let's go, man. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Peace out, y'all.
you.